allow for the two companies to, on government dime, develop a business plan that then they can implement when they come finally to the conclusion that this is a business they want to pursue. So it's, I mean, I'm not saying let's not try to do more with XM and with OPIC, but I really do think there's some interesting possibilities that can, you know, along the theme of what we're talking about, and trying to somehow figure out government programs that can help nurture this collaborative effort. And I think in the feasibility study area, where we then, as a U.S. business community, or as better stated, as a U.S. business, thinking about doing business with the Turkish company, can learn a lot more in a more comfortable way of what is it that the Turkish company has to offer. Learn more about the Turkish company under the, we'll call it, rubric of feasibility studies. So it's...
Is this being done with any other country? Because that was, this is also very interesting.
Yeah.
Was this done by the U.S. government or government agencies with any other country in the past of that sort? Do you remember anything from
Well, the Trade Development Agency's program encourages the use of, quote, private contractors in the country, the targeted country, if you will, where the feasibility study is supposed to take place. But the standards for the TDA grant for the feasibility study tends to suppress the ability to actually engage with a local party. And you know, it encourages that kind of collaboration, and of course you're not going to have a very effective or meaningful feasibility study if you're not using local talent to help examine the market. On the other hand, what we're talking about here is actually taking a Turkish company that has the appetite and the interest and maybe the experience, combining it with an American company, and the two of them working together to examine a third country. That I, frankly, haven't heard about.
Please, Ambassador.
Michael Lovett, Near East South Asia Center. I'd like to follow up on your last remarks. Take them a little bit further. About 10, 12 years ago, we worked with TDA and others in terms of the regional approach on economic collaboration, bringing 3 or 4 parties together on a regional basis. Somewhat along the line that you're talking about. That never ended up going very far for a whole lot of reasons that probably everyone's familiar with. But I'm wondering whether in the current context, particularly the Arab Spring, opening up a lot of other possibilities, whether such at least tripartite, maybe bilateral, and then broadening it out, multi-partite collaborations might be possible in North Africa, the Middle East, South Caucasus. Second variant on that is looking at QIZs, Qualified Investment Zones, as a possibility, which again is an old idea. It was tried in the Middle East actually as part of the Middle East peace process a decade, 15 years ago. Is that something that might be attractive? I'm trying to get back to the catalyst that Mr. Kalsin was looking for. How do you get American companies interested? How do you get Turkish companies interested? How do you get third and fourth party countries interested? Thoughts on that?
Qualified investment zones.
Well, the QIZ itself, as you know, Turks were to run at that one for a while, didn't the legislative. The model, however, I think is very appealing from a does it make good business sense, and is it not, is it pretty good policy? If you base the model on a more than just it's good business, but if you can use that model as a vehicle, a QIZ style model, actually in some of the thoughts we're having in the council, we're dealing exactly with that, is a model of some form of collaboration where there is going to be a trade preference ultimately for the product that comes out of the zone. But if you, I think here, and one of the big questions is going to be how do you sell something like that here when everybody's so averse to providing preferential access to the market? A la the I mean, thank God the GSP thing got extended I think, particularly in the context of Arab Spring, where this administration is just trying to figure out something to do that's going to show U.S. support via its business community for what these economies that are now, sort of stalled out, how can we help promote jobs? How can we help promote technology transfers, collaborations? And in using a model like that, not just, let's say, a Turkish U.S. model, but if I were king of the world, I would be trying to create, first and foremost, a Turkish U.S. model like that, but then I try to expand it to bring in a MENA component that would allow for the same kind of collaboration. And one of the things that I think this administration could do itself a favor with the Europeans is try to bring the Europeans into it as well, so that you've got this common interest, and it's not just for business purposes, it's for economic and social development purposes. I mean, like I said, really the root problems in all of these economies right now are jobs, including here for that matter. Maybe we should do a zone here too.
Mr. Kalsin, qualified investment zones and old idea, an idea that is tried in the past, could it work? Would you like to say anything? And we should probably conclude with you with this, or related anything else.
I would like to give some messages to American businessmen. For example, our association, like some others in Turkey. MUSIAD has 33 branches in Turkey. So we know all of the market in Turkey, all of the country. We are specialized in each part. And also, we have experience in Middle East, in North Africa, in Europe, in Asian countries especially. And we have in this area more than 100 representatives. We have been doing business with this area. And also we have been planning to have an office in the center of these areas where we can bring our advantages together in this position. And our members, most of them are small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. That means it's easier to get into those markets together with our members. And most of them are experienced doing business with foreign companies. Some of them doing export, some of them doing import, or they are having investments with the foreigners, foreign companies, joint ventures. And well, MUSIAD members is taking part of 15% of GDP of Turkey. And we have our number of employment is 1.2 million. And we have 5,500 members, and those members have 15,000 companies. And we have institutionally, we have 13 sectors like textile, construction, health, automotive, and agriculture, energy, some others also can give an example. And okay, we are not all institutionally, we are doing some of the works also for the to open your vision for the Turkish market. We prepare reports every 6 months for foreign investors, for the governments, for the academicians about the Turkish economy, or to enlarge your business with the Turkish companies, or what is the next in the future about, let's say, any special sectors, textile or energy. And we have been and every day, every minute, we have guests from those countries, from Middle East, from North Africa, from South Africa, from Europe. Every day some delegation come, some businessmen come and visit our association. Or, for example, 61 businessmen here in USA. Some of us is in Hungary, some of them is in Germany now. I mean, we have been traveling a lot. We have more than 1,000 members in Europe. We have 7 branches in Germany. As MUSIAD, I'm talking about, of course. Even we have MUSIAD branch in Jakarta, in Indonesia. I mean, we believe we do our best. We know how we can get into foreign market, but we have been trying to find out how we can get into USA market. I mean, company by, if we talk company by company, I think there is no problem. I have myself an experience how to get into market, but the problem is it has to be a strategy of a country. Normally Turkey can survive for the moment without having a partnership with USA or a business relationship. I mean, everything is going very well for you. But when the politicians talk about our benefits in those areas, we are
allies and strategic partners.
But let's talk about the business. Okay, I am very good with my brother, but if you don't share the money, I mean, how you can talk about brothership?
I would like to thank both of our panelists, Mr. Kalsin, the Vice President of MUSIAD, and Mr. Johnston, the Chair of the American Turkish Business Council. I hope that this was an informative session, and I would like to thank all of you for participating, and sorry for the few minutes delay. Thank you very much.